All right. Hey guys, I have some thoughts. This is a video that I think will speak to a small portion of you and really land and change your perspective and be exactly what you needed to hear. So these are lessons that I would like to give my younger early 20s self that were learned the hard way, and that I think I couldn't have gotten to without having gone through these experiences. So I submit these to your consideration. This isn't me saying 5 ways you have to live. It's more just like, hey, here's what I've been through. Here's the conclusions I've come to. So let me jump into one that I think is a good place to start, which is health. I think health is the most undervalued aspect of life, especially in the West, where we're all unhealthy, and it's almost like contrarian. It's contrarian to be super focused on your health in your looks and your abilities, and I think that's just so backwards, because health affects how you feel day to day. It also affects, like, at a biological energy level, like how your actual lived experience changes based on whether your gut is healthy, whether your heart is healthy, whether your muscles work, whether you've had enough sleep. It also changes how you think about yourself. If you're ripped and in shape and strong and capable, you'll be like, yeah, I'm the man. That's going to affect your confidence. If you're not, you're just not going to feel as good about yourself. There are 3 skills with your health. There's the diet, there's exercise, and then there's sleep. These are skills. Just because you're doing it now doesn't mean that you're super high level in how you're executing it. We've all figured out how to live, how to eat enough to survive, how to sleep enough to get here, how to move around enough to get things done. But just because you're doing it doesn't mean you're doing it well. And it takes time to learn. It takes trial and error. And if you're not putting in the time to figure this stuff out, why would you assume that you're going to be good at it? So my recommendation is, don't wait on this. Like, don't wait to start figuring out your diet, which diet works for you. Don't wait to figure out what kind of exercises or sports you like. Don't wait to try to figure out what kind of sleeping habits you need and environment you need to be able to feel rested. Don't be a billionaire who's obese. That's like the biggest mind thing for me, is I can't understand how you could invest so much of your time and energy and excelling in one area of your life, but just neglect another area so extremely that is actually more important than the first. Instead, what I want for myself and for you is to get good at health, and then to build wealth and build everything on top of it. But health is like the foundation of everything of your life. It complements your internal state, complements the respect other people give you, it complements your energy, and as a forcing function, it makes you cut out a lot of BS that doesn't actually help you. Health, big fan. Big fan. Women. So health, I don't think many of you are going to disagree on women. This is one where I think the people who didn't click off in the beginning should have will disagree with me, but this is speaking facts to young guys that I think really need to hear it. First is that I wish I understood that attraction is not a choice. It's not logical. It's not like you go up in a function and you're like, I want to be attracted to this person because of this reason. It's not like a checkbox where you're like, I went to grad school, I did my hygiene today, I have matching outfits, I'm a nice person, therefore I should be attractive. It's a lot more raw and biological, and it's a lot different between men and women. Women are attracted to strength, in a word. Physical strength, yeah, but also strength in identity, strength in your finances or your ability to generate resources, strength in your social status. Are you a leader? Do other guys look up to you and want to be you? Are you desired by other girls? Guys value fertility. This is why guys like younger girls. This is why guys like someone with a glass figure. This is why guys prefer smoother skin versus like wrinkled skin. We know this deep down, but it's good to just really admit this. Like, we're attracted to certain things as guys. Girls are attracted to certain things. This is the game. So it's good as a guy to get strong in all these areas. Another thing to be aware of is girls have a mandate or an imperative, and it's the biological imperative. They are made aware of this during puberty, and then they're reminded of this, the fact that they have a certain window to do a certain thing, which is make kids. They're reminded about this fact at least once a month. It's like very clear to them. So they've come to terms with that from a young age. They also notice that they get more attention from guys when they come of age than before. So they notice that some girls who match that attraction criteria get more attention from guys than others, and they just get a lot more reps in at this. So what that means for guys is she will naturally lead you to a certain place. Early 20s, they're probably going to want to party. Very few of them will want to like cash in on what they got at that age and settle down. A lot of them are going to want to party and go to school and just have fun and keep it loose. And then they will gradually want to move in with you. They'll gradually want you to have a more stable job. They'll gradually want to get a dog or a pet or a bunny with you. They'll gradually want to move into a house with you. They'll start bringing up engagement and marriage. Then by late 20s, they're going to start pushing for it. We all know this, but it's good to be aware, because as a guy, your experience is super different. Whereas early on, the girl just naturally got attention after puberty and taking care of herself. Guys, like, that doesn't happen to guys. Guys have to work for it, most of them, to have skill, to have charisma, to have an identity, to have status. It takes time. That takes a lot of reps, and you're not naturally good at it. So what happens is the guys who get good enough at it to get a girlfriend and stay with their girlfriend for a certain amount of time are going to be led into her imperative, into her path, into her plan. And the trap is, you'll think, well, I work so hard to get attractive and to do the right things and to get a girlfriend, and she wants this, and I'm like, sure, I want a house, sure, I want a Mercedes, sure, I want a golden doodle, sure, I want to buy you a bunch of jewelry, sure, I want to get you a ring and get engaged, and sure, I just happen to want all these things at the same time that you turn late 20s. Sure, I want to move closer to your family so they can watch your grandkids, and even though it's way far away from my family. Do you see what I mean? She and you, well, she knows that deep down you're doing this because you think it's what she wants, but really she wants you to be strong. She won't say this, but she wants you to have your own plan, to do your own thing, to be your own person. And the fact that you're being so swayed by her biological timeline actually shows that you're weaker and weaker by the month, by the year, and this is gonna hurt you in the long run. A cautionary note that if you feel like you can just coast and follow the lazy river that your girlfriend is just leading you on, and she'll just lead you to the perfect place for both of you, and you just have to go along for the ride, you're in for a harsh reality. So it's better to get off the lazy river, forge your own identity plan, get that clear for yourself, don't compromise most of it, at least the core parts of it. And if it works with this girl, that's great, but you cannot auction off your own identity and strength in the hopes of clinging on to the girl's plan. That's a trap. it's a trap I've fallen into multiple times and seen many other guys do the same. So I'll leave it at that. That was the longest one. Let me talk about friends. Friends are most of them are gonna come and go. Someone needs to make a move for it to transcend the convenience of your home or your school or your workplace. And just expect, if no one's being vulnerable or like there's not another connection layered on top of what you got, it's just not gonna last, and that's okay. You'll find a new friend. If you do think it might get there with this friend, like there's more connection, but no one's like opening it up, then you probably gotta make the first move, and just nothing crazy, but like ask him something. How was your day? Okay. Oh, it's not like that deep. You know what I mean. You ask him, how are you really doing? I know it was tough when this happened. How did that make you feel? Or what do you really think about blah, blah, blah? Or what's your real plan for work for your life after the, whatever. You know what I mean. You got to make a move to elevate it, or be willing to let it go. As all the other friendships usually will. Wealth and career. This one I'm not going to spend too much time on, because I'll admit I haven't mastered the skill of generating massive wealth through an asset that I own. I'm on the early stages of that through my company and through the app that I'm getting off the ground. But I have done really well at climbing the career ladder and generating more salary and getting more jobs and influence, and also making sound investments. But for this video, I will talk about the advantage of just minimizing expenses. If you can have the skill of not trying to compete on the plane of status with the other people your age, you're going to save yourself so much time and money, and have so much more time and money to invest in things that actually will compound, like relationships, like education, like businesses, like buying a course, like paying for someone to work for you, paying for someone to teach you something. If you, on the other hand, always need the coolest Mercedes right out of school, I'm not a big fan of Mercedes. It's, you can see, if you need the coolest clothes, if you need the coolest jewelry, if you need to go post beach pictures on Mykonos every 6 months, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to take extended breaks from work, because you won't have much saved up. It's gonna be tough to pay down your debts. It's gonna be tough to just buy yourself time. And you're gonna have to keep doing that. Like, it's hard now, but if you have to keep outcompeting how people perceive you into your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, like, you're gonna have to be buying boats. You're gonna have to be buying multiple properties. You're gonna have to be buying Porsches instead of Mercedes. It's just better to not have to do that. It's better to seem a little weird. It's better to have less fashion. It's better to seem boring, because you'll have so much more resources that you can funnel into something that actually does help you. Finally, purpose. This is one I've mastered. I'm 32. I've mastered this. I found it. I lost it. I searched in the wilderness. Then I came back to the thing I had in the beginning. I won't dig into what that is for me, but I can just know that I've got it. And the way to get it is to realize you already have it. It was already written for you. It was already ordained and allocated to you, your purpose, or the thing that you're meant to do. You just have to act and then notice. For example, a quick example. You take whatever job you can out of school, and you're just trying to make some money, and you realize you did 10 projects in the first year, and one project, it was like interviewing customers, and that really was your favorite one. So you go, okay, something there. And then you get a new job, and it's more of a marketing job, and so you're talking to customers or users a lot, and that's your favorite part again. So you're like, okay, something about talking to people, interviewing them. You're writing things down, like noting that. Then you go out, you start a side thing where you're like creating a podcast, talking to people in interview style, and that's like your favorite thing. Like, that's your favorite thing in the world. Even after you work 10 hours a day, you come back and you're so excited to start your podcast, and you could just do it nonstop. Well, maybe your purpose is uncovering other people's stories, documenting it, and giving them a platform for people who wouldn't otherwise have a voice. That could be your purpose. But you got it from just doing stuff, getting off your ass, trying stuff out, failing, and then noting it. And also realizing that the thing that's going to light you up is not going to be most likely the sexy thing that your friends and your family will approve of, because they have an idea of what success is. A smart, ambitious person in tech, for example, for me, goes to Silicon Valley, raises a Series A, then B, then flips it to Google, and then does that again, and becomes a VC themselves. Or they get a job at Google as an engineer, and then they coast and they retire with tens of millions of dollars, and that's success. Whereas becoming like an indie bootstrapper guy who doesn't make any money for a bit, like that's not like, they're not going to get that. And so just making peace with the fact that to have your purpose, the trade-off is people aren't going to get it, and they'll celebrate it once you achieve greatness and generate like the material success from it. But that can't be the motivating factor for your purpose, and that's just the buy-in that's needed to actually find it. To land the plan, I want to give 3 things that connect and complement each of these 5 areas I've talked about. One is an understanding of value. Value is determined by others at the time of transaction. So instead of getting into that too deep, I'll give you examples. With your dating life, girls decide how valuable you are, how attractive you are. You don't decide for yourself. They decide through their actions at the time of transaction, which in this case would be when they talk to you, when they respond to you, how they look at you. That's how you actually know. You could have 10 guys who all think they're 10s out of 10s, and then they go in a room with 10 girls, and 8 of the girls go to one guy. Well, those 8 girls decided who's the most valuable. Even if that guy might have no money, he might seem he seemed wimpy, he seems awkward or whatever. It's not decided by you. For your career, you don't decide your salary. Your boss decides your salary, and it's decided once he makes you an offer or she makes you an offer. It's not decided by you when you get out of school and decide, well, I graduate this degree and this is the average salary and therefore I'm this valuable. No, that's not for you to decide. This will come in handy in all these areas. It's just internalizing that you don't decide how helpful you are to others. Everyone else except for you can decide that. That's a mentality that comes through a lot of failure on my part. Second, meta skill or takeaway is that journaling is essential. Journaling is essential. This has been a through line with this channel, at least. I used to be kind of waffling about it, like, oh, if you want to journal, no, you have to journal. This is the one thing I'll be prescriptive on. I don't think you have to be like Dear Diary style journaling, like he said this about me and I felt this and then we did this. You don't have to be like a reporter, but I think putting ink on paper separates facts from emotions, and it helps you reflect. It helps you improve your judgment, and improving judgment and controlling emotions is going to help you with your health, with your dating life, with your friends, with your career. And it'll help you find your purpose, because you know little slivers of interesting things throughout your day that all kind of connect to something and lead you to where you need to be. It's very hard to do that in your head as emotions and as your mood changes day to day. One specific tip with journaling I'll give is decision logging. So you got invited to a wedding. It's all far away. So it would be expensive. It's from someone you kind of know. So you could go either way on it. Should you go? Should you not go? I would open a page in the journal. Write, should I go? Shouldn't I go? Pros and cons. Make your decision. Write down your decision and why you ultimately decided it. And then a week later, a month later, a year later, go back and update. Yeah, this was the right decision. No, this wasn't the right decision. Next time I want to do it differently. That activity alone, I feel like, has given me so much wisdom and helped me detect my own BS. just writing it down because you can't hide from it once it's on the paper and you're looking at it. Finally, it's okay to work with what you got. If you're resonating with this, I think you have some kind of vision or aspirations. You want more for your life, and that's gonna require you to take a different path. And because it's different, it's by definition difficult. And so having an advantage, whether it's living a certain place, having a certain family, having a certain education, being good at a certain thing, you don't have to throw that away. Like, it's okay to work with what you got. If you're funny, like you're just naturally really funny, I'm jealous, and you can roll with that. You don't have to be the stoic, mysterious, like nonchalant guy. You can be the funny guy and just double down on being funny. If you're super good at math, you don't have to try to be the comedian. You can just double down on math and like work with what you got. If you're out of shape and you're broke and knowing gyms around you are $100 a month, but you have like a nice path right outside your front door, just be the jogging guy, be the walking guy. If the government is going crazy and giving more stimulus packages, you can take it and you can invest in yourself. This was something where I was like, no, I don't need any money from anyone. Even if you try to give it to me, I don't want it. Or I don't need any gifts from anyone. If a girlfriend's like, family wanted to give me something nice, I'd be like, no, I don't want to give it to someone else. And it's just like, I felt like I had to create a whole identity and a world out of thin air. And it's like, this path we're on is tough, and it's hard enough as it is. It's okay to work with what you got and double down on that. Those were 5 areas of life that each had certain takeaways that I learned the hard way over the last 10 years or so. This is a different video, more off the cuff, more just heart to heart. So let me know if you like this by commenting about your whatever point hits you the most. Click this video here for another one that I think you will like, probably in the same style, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.